everyone, my name is Haley Killian, and for my project, for my oral presentation, I will be going over the bandwagon fallacy. We covered it a little bit when we went over logical fallacies, but I found it very interesting and just wanted to get a little bit more in depth with it. So like I said before, we are going to go a little bit more in depth with the bandwagon fallacy. So even though we have already went over this and you probably know what it is, we are still going to go over what a bandwagon fallacy is anyway. So if you're new here, you may ask yourself, well, what is a bandwagon fallacy? Bandwagon is a fallacy based on the assumption that the opinion of the majority is always valid. That is, everyone believes it, so you should too. It is also called an appeal to popularity. People often use this to just get everyone on board with the same ideas or beliefs, when really, we all should be different in what we think and what we believe because that's how we were made. An example of this would be, everyone is going to get the new iPhone 15, so you should too. So that gets the listener or the reader thinking like, well, everyone is going to get this new phone, so maybe I should as well. Because I don't want to be seen as uncool or outdated. I kind of want to fit in with everyone else, and that is the sole reason why people use the bandwagon fallacy, is just to get everyone on board with the same concepts. So, where do we see this fallacy? We see this fallacy everywhere, including at school or work, in advertisements on TV, or even social media. An example of seeing an ad with a bandwagon fallacy would be dental ads, such as Crest. They say that 4 out of 5 dentists recommend or use a certain toothpaste or whitening strip type thing. And so it gets the listener or the watcher thinking like, well, if 4 out of 5 dentists really, use and recommend this product, then it must be good. But the reader doesn't always think about like, where are they getting these statistics from? Like, are they factual, or are they just using it to lure people to use their product? Some companies are true to getting true statistics, but not all are. I'm not sure about Crest. It's just one of the ones that pops in my head when I think of a bandwagon fallacy within advertisements. For social media, lots of influencers, like on TikTok, will influence a certain product will influence a certain product or company, and just try to get their followers and viewers to hop on the bandwagon and buy this certain product. Why is this fallacy used? Well, there may be very many different reasons why it comes, down to person, but in general, people often use the bandwagon fallacy as a standalone justification of validity. In simple terms, people use it because it works by arguing that because so many other people hold a specific belief, that belief can't be wrong. So it tries to just get everyone thinking the same way. Lots of times people use it when they are in an argument with someone else about a certain product or certain belief. Lots of times you hear like, oh, so many people are doing this, like, we have to do it too. And just because it may be popular within, the people that you surround yourself with or what you see online, doesn't always necessarily mean that it is maybe the right thing to do, or just all in all, you don't want to fit in all the time when it comes down to products. You want to be your own individual. I also included just a little meme. I thought it was quite funny since it was about a bandwagon fallacy. And now we are going to talk about the importance of a bandwagon fallacy. So it makes the listener or reader second guess any doubts that they have about that belief and potentially wonder if they are the one with a misinformed opinion. Basically, the sole purpose of why people use the bandwagon fallacy is to get the listener or the reader or whoever it is listening to them to think, like, well, I may not have the iPhone 15, but if everyone else has it, I should get it. It's just basically it trying to mess with your mind. That's what people do when they use this. They try to get you to think, they try to get you on board, and get everyone to do the same thing. And lastly, we're going to talk about how to avoid it. So, to avoid a bandwagon fallacy, it is important to develop your critical thinking and analytical skills. You should question the claims and evidence that are presented to you instead of accepting them without thought. Look for logical and factual supports for a claim and don't rely on popularity. So, a common, argument that you hear against bandwagon fallacies is if everyone went and jumped off a cliff, would you? That really gets you thinking, maybe what the bandwagon that people are using to persuade you into doing may not always be what's best for you or what's just best in general. So you have to look at the claims and evidence that are presented and look for logical and factual support for the claim that the person is making. For example, with the crest example, we don't know who these dentists are that are 4 out of 5 that recommend it. Where did these statistics come from? Like, why is there only 5? Like, you got to question yourself. And, I know you don't have to go into that much depth when it comes to regards of picking out a toothpaste. But, it's just a good example, like, that has statistics. You got to get to thinking about where they are coming from and if they are true. Thank you guys for listening to my presentation. I hope you all enjoyed it. I certainly did. And I just hope you all have a great day.